Alright, Shalom Israel. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Akakwadash, for allowing me to do another lesson. I want to give double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect. And this lesson is going to be going into this article, or just through the spirit, because as I was reading the article, the brother sent me the article. And this, it's from this news feed, Top Buzz, which they always sending me different news. You see all the way at the top, and a lot of it, a lot of times they be going into good, stories, man. This one is good. It says a nuclear war just started and no one saw it coming. And that's right. And according to the scriptures, no one's going to see the day of the Lord coming. Nobody saw the elect waking up throughout the four corners of the earth. Nobody see, that the men of the Lord out here, prophesying, and that the prophecies are coming to pass. Which now they're starting to see it a lot more because the days are getting closer. But even for the most part, even still, you got a lot of people scoffing. People, if not scoffing, still in their folly. So that's how the Lord is coming. The scriptures say, as a matter of fact, the scriptures say, 2 Peter 3:10, going right into the article. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also, and the works that are therein, shall be burnt up. All right. So it says, what is the most terrifying weapon in the world? Is it a nuclear warhead? Perhaps an MQ-1 Predator or MQ-9 Reaper drone? What about the F-35 Lightning II aircraft? An M1 Abrams tank? Or what about something smaller, an M4 Carbine or M14 battle rifle? These are all the kinds of weapons you wouldn't want pointed at you. You certainly wouldn't want the first couple to be gliding across the skies about to unleash a hellstorm on you. They are in their own right all quite terrifying when aimed at you. But they're not the most terrifying weapon in the world. The most terrifying weapon isn't even technically a weapon in the traditional sense. The real weapon of choice. All right, in this article you'll see, kind of has it goes into different points, So it says the real weapon of choice. All right, money is the world's most terrifying weapon. And as I read through, you'll see also, how, as we say, according to the scriptures, that America's allies is going to shoot missiles upon this place, man. All right. It says money is the world's most terrifying weapon. All right. This is why, Esau, Edom over here in America, they've started wars, to basically enslave the rest of the world. Money is the world's most terrifying weapon. How did they enslave the rest of the world? All right. By setting up central banks in their country, or creating a scenario to where, they would go bankrupt. Therefore, what? They would have to come to America for a bailout. All right. Now America owns them. They're debt slaves. And America just don't allow you to pay them back. You got to pay them back with interest, which if you didn't have the amount of money you originally borrowed, how the hell are you supposed to pay back with interest? So you're always a slave unto that owner. As the scriptures say, the servant is borrower. No, the borrower is servant to the lender. This is one of the ways that we know we're slaves in this place. Why? Because we're in constant debt, man. Even if you don't have a new fancy car or you don't have a any credit card bills, you got some type of debt that you have to work just to pay off, man. Your phone bill, that's a debt. You know, you don't have a fancy car, you got a regular car in which you got to pay a car note, car insurance. You work, right? You got to pay taxes. All right? Paying taxes is paying tribute to the king, man. Who paid tribute to the king? The king's subjects, man. Those that were, you know, that he owned, basically. So it says money is the world's most terrifying weapon. The ability to control it, supplying it, cut it off. That's what puts real fear into people, countries, economies. And as a matter of fact, this guy, let me look it up. Maya. So give me okay. The actual quote, which is attributed to Mayer Michel Rothschild, is permit me to issue and control the money of a nation, and I care not who makes the laws. It's laws. All right, going back into this article, that's the real strength, is being able to control a person's money. It says the ability to control it, supply it, cut it off. That's what puts real fear into people, countries, and economies. Okay? Because you need money for everything. You need money to run the economy. All right? And it's the most powerful tool. All right? And it's the most powerful tool in the arsenal of the world's biggest military superpower, the United States of America. Last week, President Trump made a public announcement about the de-escalation of force in Iran. This was after the assassination of General Soleimani. The world was waiting with bated breath after Iran responded by aiming some missiles and firing them at a U.S. base. As it pans out, the U.S. claimed Iran intentionally missed key personnel targets. As such, there were no U.S. casualties in the strike. This pleased President Trump, as it would appear the U.S. have indeed gained the upper hand in the tension between Iran and the U.S. Albeit, there are still plenty of people who decry the actions they seem to have worked. Still, this isn't an analysis of military strategy. It is, however, a look at the economic weaponry the U.S. employed as a key aspect of their military action. You see, while Trump said he wasn't intending to escalate force against Iran, he was only talking about physical force. However, he did not note the U.S. would be increasing and putting in place further economic sanctions against Iran, which is a damn lie, because why did he send more troops over there to the Middle East? Whereas, a few years back, he was talking about leaving over there, man. And this is how Esau will give you a little bit of truth and lies, man. He'll say, well, we're taking our troops from one particular area. Or he might say, oh, we taking our troops from Syria. Yeah, but you putting them in Iraq, And then, you still probably put them, we're pretty sure, because Esau lies, which Esau's a so-called white man. He putting them back there undercover, because Esau's the bully of the earth, man. And it says, you see, while Trump said he wasn't intending to escalate force against Iran, he was only talking about physical force. However, he did note, Slack, I'm reading once more. You see, while Trump said he wasn't intending to escalate force against Iran, he was only talking about physical force. However, he did note the U.S. would be increasing and putting in place further economic sanctions against Iran. And it was intended, man. Trump was intending to put, the clamp on Iran, man. Because when you look at years back, maybe 1 or 2 years, it was always to where it was like a proxy war to where, something would happen to an American warship, or the Allies of America, something would happen to a one of their warships, or their oil or whatever. And it was almost like it wasn't what's the word I'm looking for? It wasn't face to face. You know what I'm saying? Now tensions are getting more to where it's face to face. Like before, it was, you step on my friend's back. I mean, you step on my friend's foot. You stepping on my foot, so to speak, type shit, man. And that's how basically it was, man. America will put their warships in certain Iranian waters, all right, just antagonizing them, or something what happened to, like I said, maybe a Saudi Arabian oil tanker, to where America will blame it on Iran, but now it's more in your face, more face to face. You see, while Trump said he wasn't intending to escalate force against Iran, he was only talking about physical force. However, he did note the U.S. would be increasing and putting in place further economic sanctions against Iran. He also made point that the U.S. was energy independent and did not need Middle Eastern oil. So why are you over there? All right, is it to fight? It can't be to fight terrorism. All right, it can't be to fight terrorism when you over there, bombing certain when you over there bombing innocent villages and innocent people. Why is he over there, man? Because according to the scriptures, the Most High is going to put him in a land barren and desolate. All right, and that's going to be his trap. Because he's so greedy. Because, as scriptures say, he is as deaf and cannot be satisfied. All right. So the scriptures also speak about like a man that cannot be satisfied. The only thing that can quell his fire is death itself. My brother know what that is. Baba Kushai, you could put on the comment board. But it says these notes were significant. Salaki. He also made a point that the U.S. was energy independent and did not need Middle Eastern oil. These notes were significant. He was in effect saying that the U.S. was prepared to economically strangle the Middle East. That's because the U.S. dollar is still, for now, the world's strongest reserve currency. It is and has been the currency to which all others rely on as a part of global trade. This is why in America you have what? Something known as the World Trade Center. While this suits the U.S. just fine, there are plenty of others it doesn't suit. Namely, any nation that doesn't agree with the U.S. sanctions or would perhaps like to take the top position of global economic warlord. Right? Because according to, I want to say it's the NATO or EU, once you go to, Slovakia, if America puts sanctions on, like, say, somebody like Iran, guess what? If Greece were to get, because of those sanctions, now Greece can't get their necessary essentials from Iran. So now they're hurting. Now they have to go get it from somewhere else that may not be as efficient, or, So this is why, America's allies will leave her, man. Because they see that she's only out for herself. She only out for self. All right? Which goes into what? The book of, I don't want to do too much talking. Also grab precepts with it. All right? Obadiah, chapter, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? All the men of thy confederacy, all right? Confederacy, alliance, pledge, treaty, all right? All the men that what? Have a covenant with you, all right? Either through the EU or the NATO nations, have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. And this is why you have certain nations like Turkey, for example, which is at one time a ally of America. They're doing deals with Iran now, man, and Russia. And there's gonna be many more, man. You got the Brexit, all right. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. All right. Going into, as I was mentioning before, how you got those that, are receiving stimulus packages and bailouts from America. Guess what? They're gonna sign on with your enemies, man. All right. And they're gonna come together as a force against you, man. There is none understanding in him. So now, when it's all said and done, like the old saying goes, et tu, Brute. Like use my basically you had a guy named Brutus. He was right there with Julius Caesar's enemies, ready to put him to death, man. So that's what it's gonna look like in that day. America going, you think you got some allies, and in that day everybody's coming up against you. All right. It says going on to say namely China, a nuclear strike you didn't see coming. There's a very good reason we believe that China has been decided to press on creating and launching their own state-backed digital currency system. It's not to liberate their citizens, it's not to increase efficiency and to reduce costs in the monetary system. It's to track and trace, and importantly, control, with granular detail, the flow of their currency around the world. Also, it's designed to give them an alternative measure to work around and escape economic weaponry the U.S. might decide to employ against China or Chinese allies. And what's that? All right. Really, we know and we see it even happening now. That's what? The mark of the beast, the RFID system. All right. The real digital currency that this world is going to go to. And they actually made a beautiful point in this article. I just noticed it. All right. It says, I'll read it again. It's to track and trace and importantly control, with granular detail, the flow of their currency around the world. Also, it's designed to give them an alternative measure to work around and escape economic weaponry the U.S. might decide to employ against China or Chinese allies. Because America is not going to stop being a bully to earth. So guess what? These other nations, now they got to find a way to wiggle around them, man. So that could be another reason, I'm saying, they're going towards going towards digital currency. You got to think about it too. China is a very, they do a lot. They do business with damn near everybody in the world, man. So if you want to continue to do business with one of the top exporters in the world, guess what? You gotta talk their language, so to speak, man. You gotta get on their payment schedule, man. Just like with America. All right. That's why the American dollar rules the world now, man. Because you want to buy oil, guess what? You gotta go with the petrodollar, man. All right. But it says, Slocky, read that. I don't know if I read it. Revelations 13 and 16, 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark. The word mark means charagma. All right, that word mark means charagma. In the right hand or in the foreheads. All right, and originally, though the reason being was because I believe even Apostle Gabar, he had threw up a video of a guy by the name of, I believe his name was Terry Cook, if I'm not mistaken. And when they originally created the RFID chip, you have had to put it in your right hand or in your forehead, because the RFID chip is powered by heat. It's powered by heat. All right, and they say that's the warmest places in your body, is in your right hand or your forehead. But if you put it in your leg or in your arm or in your stomach, you still have received it. And that no man might buy or sell. All right, so that's another clue. this thing, you will be able to buy and sell with it, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Okay. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So now, reading on, it says it also potentially gives China the capacity to move their digital currency to places that the US will find difficult to detect, track, and trace. Instead of dropping suitcases of cash off to organizations that perhaps they don't want known, they could just digitally send encrypted packets faster with greater anonymity. It would allow them to build what becomes, in effect, a third parallel payments and monetary system that sits on new rails outside of the traditional financial system. Think of the Chinese foray in a digital currency as their own attempt to rebuild a financial system whereby they're at the heart of it, and using their existing digital reach are able to almost instantly become the dominant global reserve currency in this new system. You know? And shit, man, this might be the reason why Esau come down having great wrath. You know, because he's in a race against Tom, you know, and he's got to be the first at everything. So who knows, he may do something sporadic where he pushes the chip first, man. Lord's willing. All right, and I say Lord's willing because that's one of the last prophecies that World War III, which in the midst, all hell is going to be breaking out throughout all four corners of the earth, even in America, where many people are going to be dead, be put to death in brutal ways. Okay, but hey, these things have to come to pass in order for us to receive our everlasting kingdom, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. It says how they achieve this, that is to liberate their digital currency through existing Chinese digital networks. When you consider that Alipay estimates their monthly active user base at around 1.2 billion people, that's about 15% of the world's population already using a Chinese payment network. WeChat networks has over 1 billion users, and their WeChat Pay wallet has around 900 million active users. What's interesting is WeChat is available in over 100 countries. Alipay says they're available in over 110 countries. These two Chinese payment giants have the kind of network effect and reach that Facebook has. The key differential is that the Chinese players already have baked-in digital wallets and payments. Facebook, through the standalone organization Libra, is trying to replicate this, but U.S. lawmakers aren't budging. They can see the Libra will be a domestic threat to the U.S. dollar. What they fail to see, however, is that without a U.S. response to China's digital currency, the U.S. will fall behind. China is doing this. There is no doubt they're going to use a state-backed digital currency to cut the U.S. off at the pass. This is actually China launching an economic nuclear warhead at the U.S., and the U.S. still don't see it coming. When China gets this going, it's going to change the fabric of the global economy. It's going to shake up political allegiances because China will swiftly have control and leverage over this new system, and they'll likely use applications like WeChat Pay and Alipay to almost instantly push this out to billions of users worldwide. And we got to remember, Sweden is already pushing digital currency, as well as Greece. You know, it says which is the spirit. I may get into this video, but if not, bros could also watch it on their own. This kid's looming cashless society, will it benefit you? All right, and if I haven't said that, you better not take that chip, man, because even though the world is going to be on, take the mark of the beast, it's a new trending thing. the scriptures say, according to Revelation 14:9, if you receive that RFID chip, you will also receive a missile. And in the article we're reading, it's more so of like a metaphorical missile, because, as I said, the best weapon of choice is money. Was China's winning everybody's hearts. But according to the Bible, World War III will happen, which World War III will end with everybody shooting off their nuclear missiles. And hey, you're gonna burn. All right, you're gonna burn with the elements, as you just read in 2 Peter 3:10. All right, you're gonna burn. All right, you're gonna have a horrible death if you receive the RFID chip. All right, so let me just throw that disclaimer out there too. Don't take it. Believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, because those that don't take it, guess what? Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is going to appoint them everlasting life in the kingdom of righteousness, in the kingdom of happiness, man. With you reigning right next to the prince of the whole world, the prince of the power of the whole world. Okay? So reading on, it says, and when China requires payments to be made in their new currency, Austria will have no choice but to join in the fun. This all sounds a little ominous, and it's going to change the game globally over the next decade. But the same thing can be said of the U.S. control over the dollar over the last 100 years. This is coming, and it's going to require change, but it doesn't mean you have to conform to the Chinese economic way, which is correct. You shouldn't. Because if you do, you're going to receive a missile. Okay? And, that was all I wanted to get on that. As you see, man, prophecies is happening. And again, I thought this was actually going to talk about an actual nuclear warhead. All right? But, they went another direction with it, man. Talk going into money. But that at the end of the day, those nuclear warheads will be shot off. All right? Because even in the scriptures, it speaks about going into how America's allies, all right, Revelation 17:16. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore. All right, and the 10 horns, these are actually these particular nations, in the scriptures, man. The 10 horns were those that were in league with the ancient Roman Empire, just as those that are in league with America today. All right, and towards the end of the ancient Roman Empire, they actually played a hand in taking her down. Just as towards the end of America, they're gonna play a hand in taking America down. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. So again, they will nuke this bitch. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of God should be fulfilled. All right, and they gave their hearts into America. They took on her ways, her societies, her image. They took on, homosexuality. They took on, the monetary system. You even have certain countries talking about hashtag let your head down, man. You got certain countries celebrating Christmas, man. And Thanksgiving and all that, man. But as we just read, that time is basically over. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, you know, which we just read, America is that great city, man. The one, hey, America is the one that calls the shots right now, so to speak, you know, but they losing it. Which reigneth over the kings of the earth. All right. So, hey, with that, you know, just going into some prophecy. With that, shalom to the elect.